Hello, my dog loving friends. Today I am going to show you some crock-pot cooking that I do for my pups. So here's what I have. My first thing is I found a 14-pound boneless pork for $18, so $1.29 a pound, which is awesome. I have 3 packages of chicken hearts from a local rancher that are $4.44 a package. I have some plums that I bought that are like plum apples because they are so hard that they're not very tasty. Apples, some frozen blueberries, cauliflower, package of spinach, some sweet potatoes, and some carrots. So those are my starting ingredients. Okay, everything is diced up. I used my Ninja. So we have carrots, the plums, this is apples, and the yams, blueberries. I do like to rinse them just so that I can pour them easier. They don't need to be thawed, but I just want to be able to pour them out of the bag. And sometimes when they're older fruits and vegetables, they freezer burn into that gigantic clump. So I just rinse them real quick so I can dump them out. And then those are going to be individuals. So I am going to start whacking this beast of a roast into pieces. I have 3 crock pots with a backup ready to go. Normally I don't do a 14-pound roast, so that's why I have 3 crock pots, but in for a penny, in for a pound, and at that price, I will make it happen. Okay, so we have, because I was doing a video on this, I actually measured. So each one of these crock pots has 3 pounds of pork and 1 pound of chicken hearts. I did not measure the veggies, but this has all the fruits and vegetables in there. I'm going to add some water and set it to cook for about 8 hours, and then I will be done, and I'll be back and show you what it looks like when they are all done. Okay, they've been cooking for 8 hours. Let's see what kind of yummy goodness we have in here. Ooh. Now that blueberries is going to make it look kind of brown and yucky, but once you get it all mixed up and get the pork all shredded, we are looking at some really tasty dog food. So I'm going to shred all the pork, all the meat that's in here. And I wanted to correct myself. So the crock pots that have a pound of chicken hearts have 3 pounds of the pork roast. So it's a grand total of 4 pounds of meat per crock pot. And so I'm going to go ahead and get these all shredded up, and then I'll show you how I store them. All right, look at that. Looks pretty tasty. So once I shred it up, then I scoop it into my bags. I always label them, right? The date, what's in them. And then these cool Ziploc baggie holder things I got on Amazon. Oh my gosh, game changer, huge game changer. They make it so much easier to portion this. So I'll just spoon it all into bags, and then we will see how much I got. Okay, so here are the fruits of my labor. Couple of things I wanted to note. I did not use any thickeners in any of these crock pots. So I did not use any oatmeal or steel cut oats or rice, which I can certainly do to have it a little bit thicker consistencies, but these are actually grain free. When you do this, I would encourage you can fill your Ziploc bags as full as you would like, or not. But I would encourage you to lay them flat like this. Make some space in your freezer and lay them flat like this, because they'll take up a lot less space. If you, put them in your freezer like that, they're going to take up, it's going to be really hard to get as much in your freezer as you can. So lay them flat. I learned that kind of the hard way, so I'm just helping you out there. Okay, so you might be wondering, like, okay, well, that looks great, Jennifer, but how much did that cost you? So let's look at the numbers. Chicken hearts. I had 3 packages at $4.44 a pound, or for the whole pound, because they were 1 pound packages, so $13.32. My pork roast I got on sale for $18.16. My apples were, I just rounded up, so $4. Carrots 2, yams 3, spinach 3, blueberries. Blueberries I had to guess because I had those in my freezer and they were a big frozen block. I bought them for myself for smoothies, and then I didn't ever use them all, and then they were just like really freezer burned, so I just counted $5 for them. So grand total of 48. Right about now, you might be thinking, oh my God, like $48? That's really expensive. I can't afford that. Oh, but wait, let's do the math. Okay, so this is, I weighed them all. This is pounds and ounces. So I weighed all my packages. 25 pounds, 68 ounces, so that's 4.25 pounds. So that means grand total, I have 29.25 pounds. Now Merrick, if you look at Merrick canned food on Amazon, it's $4.65 a pound. I had $48 divided by 29 pounds that I produced is $1.65 a pound. Okay, so $1.65 a pound. Well, how much is my dog going to eat? If you look at a traditional size can of dog food, it's like anywhere from 13 ounces to 15 ounces, so it's less than a pound. And if you look at a can of dog food, there's a whole bunch of stuff you cannot pronounce, and you're paying, like $3.50, $4 a can. So you're basically paying $1.65 a pound for food that is whole, fresh, no additives, no preservatives. You know exactly what's going in there. It's just a much better food for your dog. Like, it's loads better. And some people are like, well, I couldn't afford to feed that every day. Well, that's fine. Any fresh food you feed your dog is going to improve their nutrition. Any fresh food. So if you use this as a topper, fabulous. If you use this as oops, I'm trying to keep that light out of your eyes. If you use this as a full meal, like maybe Sunday is a home cooked meal, awesome, right? If you think about it kind of like our nutrition, could I live on Taco Bell and Stouffer's lasagna? Yes. Is that ideal? No. Can I afford organic produce for everything? No, I can't afford that. I have to pick and choose what I put in my body. I make choices, right? Some stuff is organic, some stuff is pasture raised. Like, I try to make I make food choices the best that I can with what I can afford for myself. And this is true for my dogs as well. So when people say to me, oh my gosh, I couldn't afford to feed my dog anything other than kibble, I kind of just want to say, like, bullshit. Like, yeah, you can. You totally can. Does it mean you have to look at markdown meats? Yeah. Does it mean you have to put in a little bit of effort? Yes. Grand total, I think I spent an hour this morning probably prepping everything, because that was a big roast, because I normally don't do four crock pots at a time. And so, and then probably an hour to divvy it up, maybe a little longer than that, because I had to wash all the crock pots and everything like that. So a couple of hours of my time, but I have 29 pounds of food for my dogs. Like, that's awesome. My dogs are worth that time and that money, because what goes in affects behavior, health. If food for your dogs is fuel, just like it is for us. Food is fuel. So if you want to learn more, gosh, there's a whole host of stuff. I'm not going to tell you what to feed. I'm going to tell you to be educated about what you feed. And if you are at all curious about learning more, I just finished an awesome book called The Forever Dog by Dr. Karen Becker and somebody else. I should remember the other person, but I don't. So look at that. Like it was our book club book this last time, and it was awesome. One of my students sent me a message after doing the book club, and she was like, I started to add a whole food topper to my dog. She said, and the hair on her elbows is growing back. I never thought, because she had like the rough, patchy elbows. And she was like, I just thought it was from like laying on the ground and blah, blah, blah. She's like, the hair is growing back. She's like, and I haven't even transitioned to a full raw diet. I'm just adding a topper. And I'm like, yes, right? She's like, she loves it. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure she does. And her body loves it. So if you're curious, there are parts of it, I'm not going to lie, there are parts of it that are a little dry, but the science behind it is fascinating, and you will never look at dog food the same way again. So I encourage you, feed the best food that you can afford, educate yourself about canine nutrition, and just do the best you can for your dogs, because they are your best friends and they deserve you making more of an effort when you go to feed them. So I hope you have found today's trainer tip interesting and it inspires you to maybe do some crock-pot cooking for your dogs. And as always, until next time, I hope you always have a dog to love.